Hi, my name is John and this is Business Focus. In today's video, we'll be talking about the recent problems that Hertz is encountering, despite being one of the most popular rentals in the United States, is pulling back on its push to promote its EV lineup, in particular partnership with Tesla vehicles. Why is that so? We'll take a closer look in this article. So according to CNBC.com, Hertz is pulling back on its EV plan, citing Tesla price cuts and its high repair costs. Now, I would say against EV vehicles in general, but in terms of its cost-benefit analysis, it's not as one would like to think that it's more economical, beneficial for the environment in general because of its how its battery it's manufactured and the unhealthy issues where the resources to make those batteries are sourced, you know, especially in the Africa regions, is deplorable to say the least. But in this case, Hertz Global is showing slowing down the pace of which it's planning to add more electric vehicles in its fleets, which has become more popular in the United States. But obviously, the what Tesla has been doing recently, reducing its cost or price tag for its EV vehicles to entice more consumers, motorists to buy their products, has hampered its resale value. Obviously, even though they've reduced the price, it's still considered one of the most expensive vehicles out there, considering that it's being heavily subsidized by the government to push its narrative of promoting electric vehicles in essence here. It also mentions that the rental company cited that the price cuts negatively impacted the resale value of its electric vehicle, which is obviously not good, and coupled that with the higher expected repair cost for its EVs as a reason for to slow its pace of electrification. Now, repair costs can be gargantuan if the main problem is the battery itself. You have to replace it. It's as if you're buying a new vehicle altogether. So the benefit of what you're getting at the start, if the car is running smoothly, doesn't compare or pale in comparison when you encounter typical problems in an ICE vehicle or internal combustion engine vehicle. You tend to have more issues or higher sticker price in terms of getting your cars fixed if it's an EV vehicle. According to Hertz, it has now 35,000 Tesla vehicles and around 50,000 electric vehicles in its fleet. So it's still far from its 100,000 the Tesla has searched or just said it was going to order by the end of 2022. It's now 2020, end of the 2023. It's at, it's not getting even close. And obviously, if you've been watching a lot of commercials, you've seen recently retired Tom Brady heavily promoting Hertz, especially the Tesla EV vehicle, as its main flagship, which tends to be catchy. The term "Let's get it on" is always highlighted by Mr. Tom Grady in the commercial here, which obviously gets me, thinking if I should rent out an EV vehicle for a short term. But obviously, if the cost doesn't warrant that, then obviously for Hertz as a company to be profitable, that can be problematic, especially in the short term and long term gains. Now, is the popularity of EV vehicles waning? Who knows? But if we look at its sales comparable to the general market, in terms of total car sales that's been sold in the uh, past past year, let's see here. According to finmasters.com, it says in general, US light vehicle sales volume from January 23rd, 2023 to February 2023 reached 2.1 million now. The forecast suggests a range of 14 to 15 million vehicles in 2023 US auto sales, which obviously has been rebounding since the pandemic. But what's interesting, how much of that 15 million vehicles, 14, 15, 16 million vehicles is electric vehicles here? So if we were to look at its sales here, so you can see here that Sales of fully electric vehicles in the United States in 2022 increased by 3.1 times over in 2020. But if you look at its market share, it only represents 8%. And if you look at its total sales, it dwarfs in terms of general vehicles, in terms of the preference here still. So if 800,000 is only the sales volume of EVs can generate in the United States compared to 15 million, it doesn't even reach the 1% mark comparing to regular combustible engine here, which goes to show that it hasn't supplanted ICE engines, ICE internal combustion engine as the obsolete motor type or vehicle for choice. I think it's going to take a long while, and even though with all the advancement technologies that car manufacturers have implemented, even for Tesla, pushing the narrative of autopilot, which is another issue on a separate discussion. But in terms of popularity, I think it's waning. I mean, it will take a long time, years, decades, or even centuries before we can say that EV vehicles can be truly an alternative measure or option for transportation compared to when horse carriages were supplanted by automobiles by Ford's invention of the first, I think, was it the Model T? Could be wrong. Is problematic here. Anyway, going back to the article here, according to the CEO of Hertz, Stephen Scher, is stating that our infleeting of EVs will be slower than our prior expectation. Obviously, if it doesn't bring in the cash flow that it's looking for in terms of demand from its consumers, rental users, then obviously they need to pivot into a more manageable, less expensive investment. Obviously, buying fleets of Tesla vehicles is not a cheap matter, and that it's the fact that rentals tend to trash their vehicles, knowing that it's not their own, it's only on a rental basis, can cause a lot of damage. I've rented vehicles in the United States in the past, and obviously I tend to take care of it since I don't owe it. I don't want to pay the additional cost. But for others who just don't care and don't treat it as much as if it's their own, is another issue here. Anyway, shares of Hertz closed down around 10% at $9 following a third quarter update. Tesla shares also dipped around 3%, which is, I think, it's overvalued given its performance and its trajectory here. But people are still enamored with Tesla. Well, good for them. Anyway, Hertz also disclosed that 80% of its 80 battery electric cars in its fleet are Tesla, meaning they've leveraged on using more Tesla vehicles here, which is obviously is a popular choice since they are the market leaders of EV vehicles. Let's look at the data here. Where did I see it? The preferred, yes. So we have some of the most popular EV models, and the top here, as you can see here, you have Tesla Model Y, and you have the Tesla Model 3 as its preferred EV vehicles. And third is the Ford Mustang E. You have Chery Volt EV. And then you also, to round out the top 5, you have the Tesla Model X, number 5. Number 6 is the Tesla Model S. And then you have the Hyundai Ioniq 5, Volkswagen, Kia, and Rivian to round out the top 10 here. So obviously, Tesla is doing tremendously, being first in the market and being able to pioneer, popularize the EV vehicles to where it is today. Can it grow consistently? Can they produce a more affordable vehicle for the masses if that's their goal? I think that's the only way for them to do that. Not taking into consideration the problems with the self-driving issue, which is could take up a whole video just to talk about it. But I think going back here, the main issue is this going to end well for Tesla in the long run if car rentals are hesitant in investing in Tesla vehicles here. But the preference, according to the market, is still Tesla electric vehicles here as their preferred choice here. So we'll see in terms of how the EV market will pan out, even though the government has been pushing and pushing that in the very near future that all ICE vehicles will be converted to EV vehicles, which I don't think that's possible since we can't supplement all the battery packs for all 15 million vehicles. If that were to happen in the next few years or decade or so, is a tall order to say the least here, because obviously you need renewable energy, and the battery, how it's being sourced, which is cobalt, and how it's being sourced in unethical situations is always problematic. So it may not be generating a lot of carbon dioxide in terms of the vehicle itself, but how it's being sourced, and the electricity that you need to power your battery is being still powered by coal powered mining. Is it mining? Yeah, it's still using coal powered generators or factories. No, it's not factories. What's the term? But either way, the problem is just shifting the carbon dioxide generation from the car to the manufacturing side itself. So anyway, uh, what do you think here? I mean, is EV going to stay here, or is it just a fad, or I could be wrong here, but who knows? Anyway, that's my opinion. Leave your comments down below whether you agree or disagree with the proliferation, the rise of popularity of electric vehicles, and does it stand a chance in terms of how internal combustible engine is still the main choice of vehicles for the majority of motorists here. Anyway, that's it for this week. Come back again on Saturday for more business news. As always, stay here with Business Focus. See you in the next one. Take care.